Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of the committee, thank you very much for giving us this hearing. I represent President Trump along with Jenna Ellis, and this is our fourth or fifth hearing, so I really appreciate the opportunity to get these facts out. We've had some difficulty getting a hearing, but I appreciate it very, very much. And I want to congratulate our local council on doing such a fine job for us here in Georgia. This is just only the tip of the iceberg of all the good work that he's done. I'm going to present two witnesses to you who are in the nature of expert witnesses who have testified in cases like this at times in the past. One of them, Mr. Ramsland, is going to be on Zoom, and he's basically going to show that in 2016, you had only 199,356 mail-in votes. This time you had 1.3 million. In 2016, you had a 6.4% rejection rate. And this time you had a 0.2% rejection rate. In other words, 0.2. So when you had 200,000 ballots, you had a rejection rate of 6.4%. And now where you have 1.3 million ballots, you have almost no rejection rate. 0.2% is almost statistically insignificant. That alone raises suspicion of fraud and has been held as such in election cases. And Biden won the mail-in vote by over 400,000. Mr. Ramsland will also go through the Dominion machine, the Hart machine, and how that compared to the other machines that you used throughout the state. And he will also show you some very, very, I guess he would describe it as indicia of fraud. You had 96,600 mail-in ballots that were voted, yet the county records show they would never receive back. Be a little clearer. Altogether, you had 231,188 ballots with no return record at all. You were able to cancel 134,000 of those, but you kept 96,600 votes when there was no return record for them. What would that suggest? Phantom votes. There's no return record, yet it's counted. That pattern has appeared in other states that were involved in massive fraud. I might say that a good deal of what I see here is very similar to what happened at approximately that time in Pennsylvania. In Michigan, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, people had been cleared out around 1 in the morning, been told there'd be no more counting. All the Republicans left. 2 remained behind accidentally, and a Dominion employee. And all of a sudden, they saw 2 big trucks come in the back. They thought they were food trucks, and they were very hungry, so they ran to the food trucks. Well, there wasn't food, there were ballots coming out. Thousands and thousands of ballots in paper bags, in garbage cans, in cardboard boxes, and then they were put on a table and they were counted for the next 3 hours. And there are 3 witnesses under oath to that, and they say that they were counted, and as they could listen, they never heard one time that there was a vote for Trump. All the votes were for Biden. And they estimate somewhere between 50 and 100,000 votes entered at that time. There's similar evidence in Pennsylvania and also something similar in Arizona at around this time. Second witness will be Colonel Phil Colson. Colonel Colson has had the opportunity to forensically examine the Dominion machine that actually began to cause the problem for Dominion. That was the machine that was found in Michigan's Antrim County that had recorded mistakenly 6,000 votes for Biden when the votes actually were cast for Trump. And he can give you an analysis of the problems with the Dominion machine, and also just a piece of advice. You've got a very big election coming up. I think you'd be very ill-advised to use that company or their machines. When you test their record over the last 12 to 15 years, I think you'll find they're one of the more insecure companies in this business. So let me first see if I can get Mr. Ramsland on the Zoom.
Mr. Ramsland will be via Zoom.